Hi guys, now we're gonna do the AWS Lab from the 100 Days of Cloud series. Now we are getting closer, to reach to the end. Here today is day 46, and the title is Event-Driven Processing with Amazon S3 and Lambda. So probably we have to create S3 buckets, and then we have to configure for the Lambda function to work together. Alright, so let me click the start button. So I prepare an architecture or workflow diagram for this lab. So we can simply understand like this. We have two kinds of buckets. One is for private, one is for publish. So we upload a file to the public S3 bucket. So when this S3 bucket receives this simple file, maybe task file, something like that, so this Lambda function will work or will execute automatically to copy the file into the private S3 bucket, and then we're gonna write logs to this Dynamo database table, and then we can watch the logs. So that's the simplified workflow diagram mainly for this lab. Okay, so we're gonna start to read. Let me go to app.docker. Alright, so that dev of 10 is working on automating file management between two S3 buckets. So like I said before, we will have two S3 buckets. One is for private, one is for public. So the task is to create a public S3 bucket for file uploads and a private S3 bucket for securely storing the files. So and then a Lambda function will be triggered automatically whenever a file is uploaded to the public S3 bucket. So like I explained before, so the process is we're gonna upload a file to the public S3 bucket, and then during the process the Lambda function will work automatically to copy the file to the private S3 bucket. So here we copy the file to the private bucket. Additionally, logs of the operation will be stored in a Dynamo database table. Great. So the logs should include details such as the source bucket and destination bucket and the object key of the file that was copied. So this will have the maintain better security and visibility for file transfers. So first of all, we're gonna read this given task. So the first task is we have to create S3 bucket, that is public S3 bucket. So public S3 bucket name is clearly mentioned right here. Ensure that the bucket allows public access to its object. So that means we have to make publicly accessible. Okay, great. So I will copy this sentence and I'm gonna find in the Google in the new Chrome tab. So how to create an AWS from terminal. Okay, great. So here we have to run this command first to create the S3 bucket. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to run this command to disable public access blocks. So here you will see the argument value is false, and here also false, and here also false. Okay, so now I'm gonna run the second command. Okay, great. So and after that I will create the S3 bucket again, but this time it's a private. So I will copy the whole sentence and I will find in the Google again. Okay, great. So I have to run this command. So we have to use this region name is US-East-1 because it's clearly mentioned that here. Region name is that one. So here we create that private bucket. Now I have to run the second command. Here, this one. So this time here block public ACLS is true, and here also ignore public as well true, and true, and true because it's private, right? So let me check the verification using this command. So here you will see all true here. Okay, great. So here we'll keep reading. So we have to create a Lambda function. So Lambda function execute mainly is to execute that program, that is to copy the file to the S3 bracket. So before we create this Lambda function, let me skip to the this number 5. So here we have to create that Dynamo database table. Table name is this, and then partition key is log ID, that is string. So this table will store logs generated by the Lambda function. So that's why before we create this, let me create this one, including details such as source bracket name, destination bracket name, and object key. So let me copy this, and I will find a new tab. So how to create an AWS from terminal. Okay, so here I have to run this command to create the Dynamo database table. So here we don't need to check everything. Here everything is perfect. Here this is the correct name. So here attribute name is log ID. Here also attribute name is log ID. So but the first one is hash type. Okay. So and then what do we have to do? Let me go back again to the this number 4. So within this number 4, this Lambda function .py is already present, so we don't need to create that file. So here is, we can read the cat. So you will see that we have to do the replacement for this string with the correct value. So here is the here. You will see that. So we had to replace with the correct Dynamo's database table name. So this is not correct one. So here also we had to replace with the correct our private bracket name. So okay. So let me copy this. So we can run like this. Okay, we don't need to copy this. Okay, let me copy this. So and I will find here how to replace in AWS using SED in terminal. Okay. Okay, I will run this. So file name is not this one. Here that file is located at the root directory. Okay, so we don't need to get the root directory because now we are on the root directory. So file name is lambda function.py. So I will replace right here. So here we have to replace with the Azure database name, a database table name. So I'm gonna replace right here. Database table name is where is that? Here, datacenter-copy logs, and then I will replace right here. And then I need to replace the Azure S3 bracket name. So that will be the private bracket name, because here replace with your private bracket. So private bracket name is we can copy from here. So that is, so I will replace right here. So here I need to add the D. Okay, great. So now I will run this command. Okay, so let me check it out again. That Lambda function.py. Okay, so now you will see that with the correct name here, your data center. Okay, great. And here also you will see the correct the Dynamo's. Where is that? It's confused. It's here. This is a broken name. Okay, great. So now we're gonna create the Lambda function for the here number 3. Okay, so before we create the Lambda function, we should have the Lambda execution rule policy or rule name. So before without having this IAM rule, we cannot create a Lambda function. So that's a key point. So how to here we have to create a Lambda function. Function name is datacenter-copyfunction, and this function should be triggered by uploads to the public S3 bucket and should copy the upload file to the private bucket. Create the necessary policy and rule name. So rule name is this. So attach this policy to the rule and then link to this rule to the Lambda function. So let me check this rule is existing or not. How to check? Not in AWS from terminal. Let me find like this. If we already have, I don't create a new one. So I will run this command to check that if that rule is existing or not. So here we don't have this rule name, so now we have to create the IAM rule. So before we create the Lambda function, we have to create the IAM rule. So before we create the IAM rule, we have to create the policy.json. So okay, I will copy the whole sentences and in AWS from terminal. I found like this to get the accurate comments. So now I will create the trust policy.json file for the IAM rule. So I can create with a Vim editor. So here within this file, I will copy this JSON code. So here before we paste, we need to modify right here. This is not correct. So we have to get the lambda, 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 right? Lambda, where is that? Lambda, lambda, right? Lambda.amazon aws.com. So I will paste right here. And then I will save it, escape it, and save it. So now I'm gonna run this second command to create the IAM rule. Actually, that's a not IAM rule, it's a Lambda execution rule. Okay, so we successfully create, and then we have to attach the permissions. I don't like these methods, so probably we can do another method to attach the AWS manage policy to our execution rule. Let me find attach official AWS manage policy to a Lambda execution rule, Lambda Lambda execution rule, right? I will give the correct name right here. So I will give this name. Okay. IBM rule, okay. So I want to get the related comments. So this is not, okay, this is correct. From terminal. So this is AWS Lambda basic execution rule. So this Lambda function is, let me check it out. So this Lambda function, it had to copy object to the private S3 bucket. So I think we will have the 3 policy for this S3 bucket and this Dynamo database. So we will have 3 kinds of policy. One is basic execution rule, okay. Okay, let me modify this my prompt right here, such as for copying file to private S3 bucket and DynamoDB table. Okay, I will find like this. So I will get that 3 policy rule. I think so. So these are Dynamo full access, Amazon S3. So the total 3 policy, right? Okay, so I had to run this. So the first policy is, that is for Amazon S3 full access. So I had to run this. So I'm gonna run this. This means we are linking the policies to the IAM rule, this lambda underscore execution underscore rule. So I'm gonna run this second command. This is for the Dynamo database access. So when we look at this workflow diagram, we need to understand fully, So without understand this concept, you cannot do like this. So the first thing is for the right here, for the Amazon S3 full access for this workflow, for this function, and the second thing is for the Dynamo database, right? So now I'm gonna run the second command here, Amazon Dynamo database full access. And the third one is right here, that will be for the Lambda basic execution rule. So here, now I'm gonna paste right here. So now we will create the Lambda function. So okay, I'll go back right here. So let me find the Lambda, how to create the Lambda function. So here I have to run this command. So before we run this, function name is datacenter-copyfunction. That's correct. And then runtime is Python 3.12. What is the latest Python version? Latest Python version. I need to check that. 3.14.15. Okay, we can use this one. And 3.12. Handler is lambda function.lambda under handler. That's fine. And then rule name is we need to get the account ID. So without knowing an account ID, we cannot run this. So okay, so how to get the account ID? I had to find that. How to get AWS account ID from terminal. Let me find like this. So let me run this. Okay, I had to use this account ID. So I need to replace right here. So here I will remove this. So here also we need to get the zip file. So now we don't even have the zip file. So that's a problem. So we had to create the zip file for this Python file, lambda function.py. So let me zip that one. So zip and pzip. So let me get function.zip functime function.zip to this lambda function.py. Okay, now we have the function.zip file. So we had to use this file when we run this command. Where is that? Right here. So function.zip. Okay, great. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm gonna run this command. Okay, so now we successfully create a Lambda function. So what is the next step? So the next step is we had to do the testing to upload the file. File name is simple.zip. Here we have to upload this simple.zip file on the client host to the public S3 bucket, no private S3 bucket. First of all, we had to upload this simple.zip file to the public S3 bucket, and after that, the Lambda function should trigger and copy the file to the private bucket, right? So for this testing process, I think we need to create the notification, notification JSON policy. Okay, I will copy this, and I will find a new tab. I have to verify in AWS. I'm from terminal. That's not correct. That's not the thing that I want to get. Using, adding policy, add permission policy. And notification. Okay, let me find like this. Okay, this is another thing that I want to get. So we already have the Lambda function, so let me find how to authorize S3 invocation request to Lambda function in AWS and from terminal. Let me find like this. So now we're gonna have to run this command. That's the correct command, because now we already have the Lambda function, right? So Lambda function name is, we need to replace the correct name. So Lambda function name is right here. Okay, where is that? Here, Lambda datacenter-copyfunction. Okay, I need to replace right here. Allow S3 invoke. That's fine. And then action is principal is S3 amazon.aws.com, and we need to get the correct bucket name right here. So correct bucket name is right here, is there's a private bucket. Oh no, that's not private, that has to be public bucket, right? So I'm gonna copy this here, bucket name, and this is a sub bucket name, and account ID. Do we need account ID? So account ID is, we can get from here, account ID here. So I will replace right here. Okay, great. So let me check it out, this one. Oh, okay, we get a statement. All right, so let me create that now notification mapping file, and then we're gonna mount it. So and now how to create a notification and TIF notification mapping and JSON file. What do you give me? I don't need these things. For the Lambda function configuration is right here, is I don't need this. For a specific Lambda function, please for a specific Lambda LMB Lambda function. So I want to get this Lambda function is right here. Where is that? Okay. Alright, so I will run this. I will copy this. And then let me create with the event editor and OTI notification.json. So within this file, I will paste that one. Here is that we have to get the, I have to get the correct region name. So region is East US. Oh god, I had to modify it again and again. That takes time. So that will be US-East-1. Okay. US-East-1. So here I need to get the account ID again. Where is the account ID that I ran before? Let me check it again. How to get AWS account ID? So that is here. I can run this. So I will open a new terminal to account ID to get the account ID. Okay, let me run this. So I will use this account ID again. So I will go back again right here, and then I will replace right here. So okay, great. So let me escape from here. So now let me apply this configuration JSON file. So here I had to get the correct bucket name. So that would be from the public bucket, right? So that is here. So I will copy this public bucket name and I will replace right here. Sorry. So here notification configuration file is correct notification.json. Okay. Great, so now I will run this. Okay, so we successfully applied the configuration file and notification JSON file. Okay, so finally let me test it out. Let me copy this symbol.zip file to the public S3 buckets. So let me copy this. AWS S3, we use copy. So that is symbol.zip. So we had to give the S3 public bucket name. So public bucket is right here. Okay, great. And so I will copy this. Okay, so we successfully copied this symbol.zip file to the public S3 buckets. So let me check the private bucket is receive this symbol.zip file. So let me check again, AWS S3 ls S3. So this time we had to get that, not SE, S3. This time I had to get this private file, our private bucket name. So let me check that, find it correctly copy. So here we don't see that. Probably we had to wait a few minutes. We successfully applied right here. Let me give root. I think that would be the same. And before I run it, let me check it again. It's a pretty weird. This add permissions, is that correct? Add permission, function name, and statement ID. Statement ID is * trigger. Maybe it's the correct, Let me check right here. I'm a little bit worried about this. No. Recommending is S3 ID is data center. Okay. Your parameter needs provided is correctly round 1. Okay, let me check this again. Alright, before we run, let me check this. Private. Okay, let me run this again right now. Okay, I get the statement. Is there something wrong? How about cat notification.json? So cat notification.json is also correct. So something is pretty weird. Let me copy it again. Okay. Symbol.save file to the public S3 bucket. Okay, I upload that. So let me check it again. This is pretty weird. Oh God. What's wrong right here? So I think I need to ask the AI right here. So this simple file is located there within the root directory. Alright. So I upload that. So I don't find it again. It's where I get wrong. Should I change into S3 trigger? Remove the old permissions. Okay. I'm gonna remove this. I cannot remove that. So Lambda remove permission action. Okay, I will copy these pretty weird things, and I will ask the AI. Now I get confused. What's wrong? I don't even know. Okay, let me check this new log strings. So okay. So we get this. So log string is right here. Stored by ARM value. Okay. How about new log string and build the actual error message? Okay, I need to replace the log string name. So log string name is here. I will copy this, and then I will replace right here. So okay, great. Okay, let me run this. Oh, AWS. Okay. an error occur. Resource not found execution when calling the log events specific log string does not exist. Oh. AWS. Okay, let me remove this double quotes. Okay. Let me run this. Oh no, log string name is this one, right? Log group name. That's a correct. Okay, great. So I will copy this whole error, and then let me ask right here again. It's a pretty weird. Anyway, let me check this one. So rule name is, we already have that one, you know. So because half the time it handles the character inside the latest. Okay. We had to use single quote. Alright, so that's a double quote is not okay. Okay, we see the log string. So yeah. Timestamp message start requested and requested. Okay, report requested ID. Warning is we get the warning. So and requested, report requested. So okay. So let me copy this. We get the log events. So let me ask it again. So what I have to do next? Handler is given query output test. CURL function name. My Lambda function is error. Okay, great. Download the inspect of the Lambda code.zip file. How to fix pick an option of P1 function.zip file, and then it's a pretty weird. Okay, all right. Okay, let me copy then. Let me paste it right here. I don't even know where I get it wrong. So we download and inspect it, and how to fix option A or B. Okay, I will use this option B. Sierra, nothing cannot do. FUNCTION. Okay, great. Okay, let me copy this error again. Oh damn. That's crazy. Oh god. Okay. Update the function. Okay, let me copy this zip file. Simple.zip file to the AWS. Okay, we copied the file to the public bracket. Now let me check it out. Alright. Okay, so finally we see the simple.zip file in the private bracket. Damn, that's crazy. So the key point is we update the Lambda function configuration. So to update Lambda handler configuration to use the dash. Oh, maybe my comment's wrong. That's why the problem is. Let me go back again at the top line. Lambda function handler. Not this one. Not that one. Where I get wrong? I don't even know that. So the where is that? That would be not here, not here. Lambda even function handler. Under execution. Is that here? Not here. Rule and the execution rule. Not here. How about here? Okay. Lambda handler. Yeah, that's correct. But where I get wrong? So let me ask here finally. Where I got wrong. Can you tell me? So so I have the finding typo error. So with a dash. So actually that has to be lambda underscore function. That's a ridiculous. Damn. It's a crazy stuff. ls here. So file name is that, but the command that I run is probably with a underscore. Yeah, right here. Oh god, that's the crazy stuff. So and then here we fix the finding typo error. So so I changed this name with a dash. Actually, it is hoping with the underscore. That's the problem. Okay, so finally we get the problem. It's just only dash. Okay, great. So now let me check it out and click confirm. I think we finished for this lab. Verify that a log entry has been created in the database table containing the find copy details. So so let me run the okay, I will copy this and I will find the Google. So how to verify in AWS from terminal. So here is I'm gonna run this, not this one. Table name is filter expression. Select DynamoDB scan. Alright, so let me run this. So is the table name. Table name is right here. I'm gonna copy this and then I will replace right here. Okay, great. Okay, I get a count. Alright, I get a count number is 1, scan count is 1. Alright, so that means successful. So let me check it out and click confirm. It's so really stupid because of the dash. So alright, so we successfully did it. So if I can do it, you can also do it too. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry for this lab. It's really took time around 45 minutes. So don't get it wrong about the Lambda function Python file name, and here this function name. If the file name is with a dash, you have to get a Lambda dash function. If the file name is with an underscore, underscore, you have to use that Lambda Lambda underscore function dot Lambda handler and handler. Alright, so we have that one. Okay, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next kind of video again. Wait, okay, great.